think about an eclipse, I realize that it's three things. It's the sun, it's the moon, and it's the viewer. It's the person seeing all this, which to me is completely the same thing as a concert. It's the audience receiving all the messages. It's the performer who's communicating something or translating. And then, of course, the composer originating the idea. I can't recall a time in my life when I didn't have music as a part of it. I have one older sister, and she was the one who introduced me to the sound of music. She took violin lessons when she was 5 at her local school. I was 3 at the time, and, as you can imagine, my family brought both of us to her lessons, and I just had the sound of the Suzuki melodies in my ear. And then, of course, when I was 5, I said, I want to do that too. So I guess that was a kind of pivotal moment, being introduced to music this way. And yeah, we moved around the United States as a family 4 or 5 times when I was growing up. And so each time we shifted location or whatever, the two constants were obviously our family and music. So that was a reinforcing element for us. And yeah, by the time I was about 11, I realized that I had something different with my music and what I wanted to do with it. And so I said, I want to make this my career. In any artistic journey, it's really a series of points, that kind of bring you to a certain place. For me, it wasn't a sliding doors moment or an eclipse or whatever. But yeah, again, that discovery in my early teens that music has that language, that I understand it, that I understand others through music, that there's a more direct way of communicating with somebody than just words. And then, of course, you spend your young adult life trying to refine this and trying to figure out what language specifically you wish to use, or what medium, what types of music most identify your feelings. And now I feel like I'm at a point where I no longer have to think about this. It's intuitive. There's a new joy that I've discovered recently of working with composers who are either alive today or were alive very, very, very recently. It's hard to say one specific thing makes them more authentic to this time, but there's a beauty and there's a resonance in working with a composer who is going through the same global things that you are, or even things in life. A young composer in their 30s, there's a different resonance having somebody your same age writing music for you, being able to converse with the composer and ask them questions. What do you mean by this? Oh my gosh, that's such a relief, instead of having to agonize over it. Was this marking authentic, or is this marking authentic? Working with contemporary composers, we are preserving an art form that obviously started hundreds or thousands of years ago, but it has to continue on this continuum. And so to preserve this thread, we have to make sure that we are putting important points along the timeline as we go forward as well. I think there's a similarity to how we as musicians and as artists, we experience darkness. Of course, the music that we play and the art that we create is supposed to encompass the entire human experience, or as much of it as possible. And to be really a total communicator, you have to go through those periods of darkness. You have to go through those periods of doubt. You have to have tragedy. You have to have loss. You have to experience the really, really tough things in life. Hopefully you will recover. That resilience is also the important feature of being a communicator. And you have to go through the total experience as a human being if you want to be a great communicator and a great artist. Part of being a musician is obviously trying to share everything you can about yourself or about the music you play. One core element of that is also passing on those traditions and that knowledge to other fellow performers who are going to continue that tradition beyond you. So I'm now teaching at the Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia. I've been a professor for 4 years, and I love being able to share my wisdom or my experience with students, all across the world. There's something so satisfying about encountering someone younger than you or even older than you, facing an obstacle that you yourself have been up against. And you remember exactly how difficult and how trying and how frustrating that can be, and knowing that you have one, two, maybe three ways around this thing. And so being able to share that kind of solution or wisdom is that's to me the whole point.